Barak, Yahweh, Alam, Shalom, righteous family. Welcome back to True Talk. And this is kind of part two of a video I did that really I was aiming at the IUIC, what the I is like you got the IUIC members. I was aiming at them and those who believe Gentiles cannot have salvation. And I did a video to kind of give you an understanding where the whole idea of Gentiles being Israelites come from. But I want to just bring up some scriptures, just talk about this a little bit more. Because, seem like I see more and more people kind of believe in this idea that only Israel can be saved. And quite frankly, I don't know if they're not reading the Holy Scriptures. They're just not reading their Bible, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, to really believe that, you would have to ignore many scriptures. You would have to not read the Bible. Because, I know how the dudes on the street corners, I know how they do it. They go to certain scriptures, when the Most High said, about him saving Israel and Israel gonna be saved, and then they go to some scripture where he talking about, you know, the Gentiles and how the Gentiles are bad. And it's like the Bible is made up of more than just those verses and scriptures. See, the Messiah says we got to live by every word that proceeds from the Most High mouth. And not only every word that proceeds from the Most High mouth, but every word that's in these scriptures, we got to consider, because we know that these things was written for us and to us. Yes, it was written to Israel and for Israel. So as Israelites, we should know these things. This is our book. We should understand our book. And you can't just live by a couple of verses, nor don't be fooled to be indoctrinated with a teaching that bring up a couple of scriptures to fit their belief and not do your own due diligence. But one of the things they like to say is, what do the Greeks or what do the other nations need to be saved from? Have y'all heard that before? I heard the people preach on the corner. They say, our brothers, Israelites, brothers preaching on the corner. They say, well, what do the other nations need to be saved from? What do the Chinese man need to be saved from? What do the Caucasian man need to be saved for? What do the Indian man need to be saved for? What do the Iran man need to be saved for? They're not the one being oppressed. We being oppressed. And it's funny because they say they're being oppressed. And I know what they mean about being oppressed, because our people are oppressed in this system. But they say, what does they need to be saved from? Sin. We are all under sin. Both the bloodline of Israel and the Gentiles nation are all under sin. What did Christ come to save us from? Sin. Yes, he came to restore the kingdom of Israel, but how was he going to restore a kingdom of wickedness? He'll destroy the kingdom before he restored. The reason why Israel was not a kingdom and need to be restored in the first place because of their wickedness, because they turned their back on the Most High. And the Messiah was supposed to come and restore the kingdom with righteousness, get the people's hearts to turn so they can build the kingdom back up. But I'm going to go through some scriptures, and trust me, I put in a lot of scriptures, but I could have put in a ton more, but I didn't want this video to be 2-3 hours long. So I left out a lot of scriptures. But I'm just going to read some scriptures, and we just going to talk about it a little bit. And we're going to see what the words say. But like I said, the scriptures I got a lot of scriptures, but I could have put up a lot more. But I didn't want this video to be long. But for y'all that believe that only Israel can be saved, if you truly believe that, if you're looking at this video, then you're going to have a problem. You're going to have to answer these questions. And if you can't do that, you're going to have to admit that you're wrong and repent. Can't be right all the time. It's not about who's right or wrong. It's about righteousness. It's about living up to the Most High standard. It's about doing what's right in His sight. Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to forsake what you thought you know? So ain't that's what most of us did? Then most of us come from Christianity or being in other religions, or some of us didn't even believe. But we found out that was wrong. We changed. There's nothing wrong with continue to grow and change. There are some doctrines that I used to believe that I had to let go because it was not true. Scripture didn't back it up. I wasn't mad. I was happy. I was happy that I was able to know the truth. Only fools are mad at correction. Only fools get mad when you show them they're wrong. Somebody show me I'm wrong, I'm thankful. Good looking, you put me on some game. I don't have to be wrong no more. But let's look at these scriptures. And I'm just going to go down the line, the scriptures that I brought up. I ain't got them in no really specific order. But let's get into this. First scripture, Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 17. And if you read this chapter, it's all about Israel being saved. But in the midst of him talking about Israel being saved, this is what he say. At that time, and he's talking about in the last days, when he gathered Israel and saved Israel, at that time, they should call Jerusalem the throne of Yahweh, and all of the nations, just Israel, all of Israel, all of the nations with an S, nations, shall be gathered to it, to the name of Yahweh, to Jerusalem. Neither shall they, who is they? The nations, anymore walk after the imagination of the evil, the imagination of their evil heart. So the Most High is saying here, he making a prophecy that the nations are going to come to him, and that include Israel, along with the Gentiles. And he said that they won't walk in the imagination of the evil of their hearts no more. Who is this talking about? Because Israel is just one nation. It said the nations. And it even says all the nations. I know Israel ain't the only one walking around here with evil in their heart. And this is 1 King verse 8:48. And you know what this is? Hold on, let me make sure. Right. Okay, this is King Solomon when they built the temple. When the temple was finally built, the first temple. This is the prayer that King Solomon prayed. The king of Israel, the most wisest king of Israel, the son of David. Do you know he prayed for the Gentiles? For all y'all that talking about you prophets and you want to be kings and talking about King David and King Solomon. But do you really honor what they do? Do you really see what type of men they were? Yeah, they all felt short and did some wickedness, but I'm talking about the good they did. Why the Most High chose them? How Solomon, instead of when he was able to ask for anything, instead of thinking of himself, he said, I just want to know how to lead your people, the Most High. Give me the wisdom to do that. So the Most High blessed him not only with wisdom, but the things he didn't ask for, bless him with riches. But this is what he prayed. He said, moreover, we have verse 1 King chapter 8, verse 41. Moreover, consider a stranger as somebody that's not Israel, that is not of thy people, Israel. Just to confirm, just in case, you know, they may say, no, he's talking about stranger. He's talking about Israelites also. Israelites was also called strangers because in some cases they were called strangers. But we ain't gonna get into that. It say, moreover, consider the strangers that is not of thy people Israel. So these strangers are not Israelites, but come out of a far country for thy name's sake. Verse 42. but they should hear of thy great name and of thy strong hand and of thy stretched out arm. When he shall come, when he shall come and pray towards this house. Verse 43. He'll die in heaven, that thy dwelling place, and do according to all the stranger called to thee for. So Solomon is asking the Most High to answer the Gentile prayers, to answer the stranger prayers, that when they pray towards Jerusalem, oh, he had a heart to, first he had the wisdom to understand, but he had a heart and the love to. That's why he was king. I'm gonna just stop right there because we need to take an example from Solomon. You're talking about a king of Israel praying for strangers to the Most High to hear their prayers. Are you humble like that? Are you righteous like that? Are you forgiving like that? Are you kind like that? Remind me of the parable when he said many workers was out and the man picked up many workers at many different hours, and they all agreed you work for a penny. Everybody agreed, yeah, I work for a penny, I work for a penny. And people came in late and still got a penny. And those that came in early was like, wanted more. They didn't want, they said, well, if these people that came in late got a penny, even though they agreed to get a penny, they said, we're going to get paid more. And it said, no, you agreed on a penny, you got a penny. And he said, are you evil? And you going to tell me what to do with my money? If I want to give you a penny and them a penny, why you mad because I'm righteous? Because I'm being fair. Nevertheless, should have put that scriptures in there and read it because that's a really good scripture. But Leviticus 24:22. You should have one manner of law, one as for the stranger, as one as for one of your own country. For I am Yahweh, your Elohim. So the Most High said, there should be one law. The same law you abide by, the strangers got to abide by, that are joined to you. So, and this the Old Testament is telling you that the Gentiles is able to serve the Most High. That when they come and join with Israel, that the same law that the Most High gave to Israel, the stranger also have to abide by. It's no different. You want to serve the Most High? Cool. You got to abide by his laws, statutes, and commandments. It's no different. Just because you're a stranger don't mean if you don't want to serve our Most High, then get from around us. If you don't want him to be your Most High, cool. Well, if you want him to be your Most High and you want to be around us, then you're going to have to serve him like he want to be served. That's not only for us, but for the Gentiles also. One law. We're just building up a case that we're just going through scriptures. We're just going through scriptures We're not gonna pull up just one or two scriptures. Talk about he chose Israel. He hated Esau. Uh, Only Israel can be saved. Because I'm gonna go through some of these scriptures like right now, where it's talking about the lost sheep of Israel, and we're gonna break it down a little bit more because a lot of times they don't do that. They'll just read one verse and don't tell you how the story ends or what else the verse says. Like for instance, Matthew 15. Let's talk about the Messiah calling the Gentile a dog. They love bringing up that scripture. He called the Gentile a dog and said that he only sent to the lost sheep of Israel. And while the whole time saying that, it's like they missed the whole point, the whole message in the story. Let's break this down. Matthew 15, let's start at verse 22. And behold, a woman of Canaan came out of the same coast and cried to him, saying, have mercy on me, O master, the son of David. My daughter is grieved waxed with a devil. 23. But he answered her not a word. And his disciples came and begged him, saying, send her away, for she cry after us. Verse 24. But he answered and said, I am not sent, but to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. They'll stop right there. See. Oh no, they don't stop right there. They'll stop when she called him a dog, when he called her a dog. Verse 25. Then come he and worship, then came she and worshiped him and said, Master, help me. Verse 26. But he answered and said, it is not meet to take the children's bread and cast it to dogs. Oh, he called her a dog. She was a Gentile and the Messiah called her a dog. Y'all can't be saved in the story. Nah, there's more to the scriptures. Verse 27. And she said, true, master. Yet the dog eat of the crumbs which fall from the master table. Basically, she was saying, I know the children come first, but I'm also a part of this family. You know how we have a pet? The pet is also part of the family. Don't the pet go places with you? Don't you feed the pet the same thing you eat? I know in the black household, you know, well, we eat, the dog eat. They eat the scraps, the leftovers. That's what she's saying. She was like, look, I'm not trying to take their blessings. I know you sit to your people. I'm just asking, since I'm here amongst you, since I believe in you, since I worship you, throw me some crumbs. Let me eat a little bit. Let me get some of their blessings. I know my place. She knew her place, and she worshiped. And that's why the Messiah did this. Look what Messiah said. Then Yahushua answered and said to her, O woman, great is thy faith. Be it thee as thy wit. And her daughter was made whole from that very hour. So we see here that what the brothers on the corner don't never get to is she came asking for a blessing and left with a blessing. She came asking for her daughter to be healed, and the Most High healed her daughter because she was humble enough to know Israel come first, and she had faith. And he said, great is your faith, because you know, even though I'm here for my people, I'm the God of all, that I can do all things, that all is mine. Let's keep moving. Because this whole idea that only Israel can be saved, first of all, is wicked. but it's foolish. It's just foolish. Like, don't y'all read the Bible? Don't y'all understand the scripture? Don't y'all understand what Israel was supposed to be? Like Psalms, verse 22, verse 27. All, some, just Israel, all the ends of the world shall remain and turn to Yahweh. And all, just Israel, and all the kindreds of just Israel, of the nations with an S, shall worship before thee. Let me read that again without all my drama adjacents. All the ends of the world shall remain in, my bad, all the ends of the world shall remember and turn to Yahweh, and all the kindreds of the nation shall worship before thee. Once again, you got all and you got nations. It said all the kindreds of the nation, or all the people of the nation, or all the tribes of the nations. What should they remember? They should remember that, oh, the Most High is the creator of all things. Oh, there's only one God, because remember that the Gentiles are serving idols. They don't know the Most High. And then some of the Israelites, they lost their inheritance. They don't know the Most High. So everybody gonna remember that the Most High is the King of Kings, the creator of all things, and that they shall obey and worship him. Not just Israel gonna realize this, the world, Craig, the world, the whole wide world, because everything is his. Every cow on the hill, every bug, every clean and unclean animal, every person, Gentile or not, is his. Remember Jonah? Jonah didn't want to save the people. And what the Most High said to him? Let's go to this scripture. Let's go to Matthew chapter 10. It said, this is when the Messiah sent his disciples out to spread the gospel, to teach the gospel. It said, these 12 Yahweh sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not in the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans, enter you not. Now, of course, our brothers on the corner like to bring up this voice. He said not to go into the Gentiles. Wait a minute. I thought Israel was the Gentiles. So is he telling the people do not go in the way of Israel? Oh, so now Gentile means Gentile here. But in other verses, it don't mean Gentile. It means Israel. Come on now. Who are you fooling? Who being fooled by this? What? So these are the Gentiles. They love to bring up this scripture. He said, don't go to the Gentiles, but then turn right back around and say, oh, when he's talking about Gentile, he's talking about Israel. How do you make that assumption? How do you, what? But he said, don't go into the Gentiles, nor into the sea of Samaria you enter, but go rather to who? The lost sheep of Israel.